For the past few years, the story of AI has been pretty simple. Bigger is better. Bigger models, bigger data centers, bigger everything. But what if I told you that entire story is about to flip on its head? We're talking about a massive shift, away from AI that only lives in some far-off cloud to powerful AI that lives right here, on the device in your hand. Let's get into it. First things first, we've got to talk about the problem. Right now, every single time you ask an AI a question, that request zips across the world to a massive data center. And sure, these places are incredibly powerful, but they are also insanely power hungry. And as we start using AI for, everything, that energy demand is becoming a real problem. So just how big of a problem are we talking about? Well, projections show that by 2030, just the AI systems in the US could need over 50 gigawatts of power. Let that number sink in for a second. That is a colossal amount of energy. To put that in perspective, 50 gigawatts is almost 5% of the entire power grid for the United States. We're talking about dedicating a huge slice of the country's energy pie just to run AI. This isn't just a tech problem anymore, it's an infrastructure crisis just waiting to happen. So, what's the way out? Well, funny enough, history might just have the answer. We're right on the edge of what you could call AI's personal computer moment. Remember when computers were these giant room-sized mainframes that only huge companies could afford? The revolution wasn't making those mainframes even bigger. Nope, it was the personal computer. And we're seeing that exact same pattern play out today. A shift from these centralized cloud AI centers to local AI running right on your own device. But here is the absolute key to that whole story. The PC didn't win because it was more powerful than a mainframe. It wasn't, not even close. It won because it was efficient enough to do what you needed, right there on your desk. Efficiency, not raw power, was the real game changer. So why is this happening now? Well, two major trends are coming together. One, AI models are just getting a lot smaller and smarter. And two, just look at this. The memory on our own devices is exploding. We've gone from a few gigs to machines with up to half a terabyte of unified memory. That basically gets rid of the main bottleneck that kept AI stuck in the cloud for so long. Okay, so if efficiency is the new name of the game, we're going to need a new way to keep score. We can't just ask how smart an AI is anymore. We have to ask, what's the energy cost for that intelligence? And that brings us to this new metric that researchers are proposing, intelligence per watt, or IPW for short. It's a really simple but powerful idea that just rolls performance and power cost all into one single number. At its heart, the formula is just this. You take the task accuracy and you divide it by the power consumption. In other words, how many correct answers do you get for every single watt of power you burn? This is the new yardstick. This is how we're going to measure progress in this new era of local AI. All right, so we've got the history lesson and we've got the new metric. So the big question is, how do these smaller local AI models actually stack up in the real world? Can they really do the job? The answer is pretty surprising. I mean, seriously, can a model that fits on your laptop actually handle the millions of things we ask AI to do every day? The answer is a huge yes, and the number is kind of stunning. A massive study looked at over 1 million real-world queries and found that a team of local AI models working together could successfully answer 88.7% of them. That's almost 9 out of every 10 requests, handled right on your device, no cloud needed. Now, there's a really important catch here. This isn't a silver bullet for everything. For common stuff like creative writing, it's amazing, over 90% coverage. But if you're asking it to solve a complex engineering problem, yeah, that coverage drops to about 68%. For the really heavy lifting, you still need the big guns in the cloud. So that 88.7% number is great for today, but is this trend moving? Is it getting better? Oh, you bet it is. Between 2023 and 2025, the total intelligence per watt shot up by 5.3 times. And this is the really cool part. It's compounding. The AI models themselves got over 3 times more efficient, and the hardware got almost twice as efficient. You multiply those two gains together, and you get this incredible exponential leap forward. Which brings us to the real payoff. See, the future isn't local AI or the cloud. It's about building a much smarter hybrid system that gives us the absolute best of both worlds. Here's how it would work. You ask your AI a question, a smart router.
Think of it like a traffic cop on your device instantly decides if a local model can handle it. If it's a yes, bam, your device takes care of it. Super fast, super efficient. If it's a no, the query gets seamlessly sent up to a big, powerful cloud model. You always get the right tool for the job.
And what happens when you do this? The results are just staggering. This hybrid approach cuts energy consumption by 64.3% compared to just using the cloud for everything.
And it doesn't stop there. It also slashes the raw amount of computation needed in those data centers by over 61%.
And you know what less energy and less compute means? Yep, it's way cheaper. Almost 60% cheaper to operate. This is a win for the environment, a win for the tech companies, and a win for us.
So let's wrap this all up. The huge takeaway here is that local AI isn't trying to kill the cloud. It's here to make the whole AI system smarter. By handling the vast majority of our day-to-day tasks right on the device, we free up those massive cloud data centers for the grand challenges, the stuff that really requires that kind of power.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As this insane efficiency trend continues, what's going to be the first killer app for AI that works completely offline? The first indispensable tool that never, ever needs an internet connection? Whatever it is, it's probably coming a lot sooner than you think.